Someone asked him a question about the way he has been playing on the court. Take a listen to the question and answer from Draymond.
How you've been able to restrain yourself emotionally, and avoid getting.
You act like I'm just this troubled, guy who's been, in a bunch of trouble and can't control myself. And, Jesus Christ, when you got great teammates, like I do, who, allow me to play with my emotions and, allow me to be emotional when I'm talking to them and use my emotions to the better for us. It's easy to lead this team as much as I can in the ways that I do for this team. Worrying about the officials and all that. I think at the end of the day, I think everyone talks to officials. I talk to them. But, going over the edge isn't going to win me a championship. I think I'm a pretty smart guy, and I learned my lesson.
I like this answer from him so much.
Yep.
Draymond is one of the more high IQ basketball players we have on the court. The implication that he can't control himself is so frustrating. Stephen, you're a guy who used emotion to funnel into your game. When you hear him talk about that, what do you think?
Well, I love the fact that he's admitting that he learned his lesson. Us as emotional guys, sometimes our emotions tend to hurt the team. So you got to find, he's doing a great job of channeling his emotion to keep the guys going, using that energy on defense, and to keep the team on a positive page. The way he answered the question was excellent. A lot of times people judge you off your passion for the game and don't understand how much the game means to you. So they'll consider you to be a thug or a jerk out there or a cancer to the team when he's totally not. And I love his reaction because at the end of the day, he has to play this way for this team to be successful. And he's not going to let nobody change who he is. And his teammates love him. They're doing a great job. He couldn't answer the question any better.
I mean, KG had a few emotional moments with you, Paul.
I think every great team has a guy like this. I mean, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He is the heartbeat for them. You can't tell him not to do this, not to do that. He's going to react. I mean, that's what this game is missing so much of today. There's not a lot of emotion in the game. There's not a lot of passion. People love the passion he brings, and it fires his team up. A lot of things he do may not show up in the box scores or with the numbers, but him being an emotional leader just helps that team go. I mean, just period. He gives them a lot with his spirit, with his emotion, and everything he brings to that locker room. And those are things that don't show up in the box score and that are huge for this team. He gives them that swagger.
And I like, too, that he made the distinction. It's on purpose, right?
Yes.
I mean, you play with guys like that. The emotion's on purpose. It's not like he's just wild out there. Oh, I can't control myself. Oh, I guess I mean, right?
If you look at all the history of championship teams, they always have a guy like that. I had it in Vernon Maxwell, and then I go to the Lakers. I have it in Rick Fox. Everybody thinks he's a pretty boy, but he's very emotional. Think about the fights he got into. And then I had Bruce Bowen. You have all these guys that bring a certain emotion to the game. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's bad, but it's more on the good side than it is the bad side. And you take that because it charges the team up. Bruce would come down, make an emotional play defensively, get into the refs or get into the defense. Paul, you played against him. He would try to get under your skin. And once, he would get under the guy's skin, even though he might not have got under your skin, we think that, and it gets emotionally charged, and we go out and we play harder. And you need that. And if you look at Cleveland teams right now, I don't see that. They don't have that emotional. LeBron is supposed to be that, but he's really not that guy to get him because he has to do so many other things.
Who could be that for Cleveland?
Tristan's supposed to be that guy, but they take him completely out. They want him to be their emotional leader, but he's not the guy that really just screams or getting guys' faces. So they really need that. He's their emotional leader as far as getting rebounds, making extra plays, but the Warriors took him completely out.
But you have to have an emotional guy with an IQ of basketball. Right. You have to have a guy with a guy's respect, because if the guys like a young guy come try to be emotional, they're going to look like, we don't respect you. I think for them, they need somebody like JR, even though JR is sometimes considered a head case, but he was the emotional guy last year. And he needs to be that guy to step up and make these guys like, yo, guys, we need this. Let's don't back down. Let's don't be no punks. Let's go out there and just play hard.